How to see muscle growth, gym edition 2. These are going to be the things that you're going to get throughout the video. I'm going to tell you 3 things that you need to know, understand what you want, measurements of areas that you want to see growth, and the last one, you're going to get a program from me. This program is a program that I'm doing myself right now, so would love for you to try it out. So let's jump into the video, my friends. My dudes, 3 things you need to know, and I wish I knew these when I started. We're going to talk about just one of them right now real quick. The first one is mechanical tension, and this is volume. This has to deal with volume over time, which is sets, reps, and weight. And what we're looking to do is make sure that we're changing these over a period of time. So if you're running a program 3 to 4 weeks, you want to make sure that you're changing at least one of those so you're progressing forward. So if I'm going to progress in a barbell squat each week, I want to make sure that, okay, let's keep the sets the same, but let's increase the weight if I hit those required reps that the program is calling for. So that's a big thing that I didn't know, is to constantly progress forward instead of just throwing 135 on the bar and squatting it for that number of reps and going until you get to that first working set, and then it's like you're done already. You didn't put enough tension on the body for you to grow. So that's something that I didn't do growing up, and I'm finally doing it right now, and I'm starting to see changes with my body, which is amazing. So you want to make sure that you do follow, at least progressing with weight, sets, or reps, and sticking to the same movement patterns for 3 to 4 weeks, and watching whatever you want to progress in. If it's weights or if it's sets, please do so, because that's going to allow you to go into that direction that you've never been to, right? You came to this video for a reason, to look on how to put on muscle, right? That's the whole point of this video, is me being able to give that to you. So that's number 1. All right, number 2 is metabolic stress on the body, getting that metabolism running. So this is for those of you that don't want to change your calories. You kind of want to keep the calories the same. And this is for you if you want to get lean fast, lose some body fat fast. This type of training is super important if you want to get ready for vacation quick. You do have to work, and I mean you do have to work your butt off. So this is programs that are short rest periods between sets. You're looking about heavier movements, so keeping that rest time very consistent. So you're looking about 30 to 40 second rest, bigger movements, Or for HIIT style training, like intervals, maybe you could do some kind of form of sprinting that's going to get your metabolism up there. This is something that's going to put a lot of stress on the body because it's uncomfortable to sprint on and off for a period of time. So that's something that you could do too. And there's other ways to do HIIT to get that heart rate going. And this is going to allow you to increase that metabolic rate, which is what we want, which is what will help you burn that weight, right? And another one too is to make sure you do eat a good amount of protein. So we're looking at about 1 gram per pound of body weight. So I recommend, if your goal is to lean out, you want to make sure you're eating a good amount of protein. I like to tell my clients, hey, at least let's eat the desired weight that we want to get to, that is your overall goal in protein. So let's do that and see how your body reacts. That's how I like to tell my people, and to keep it simple. So we want to make sure we're eating an adequate amount of protein, because it does take your body uses 25% energy and expenditure to digest that protein. So that's why protein is super important. And last but not least, guys, is muscle damage, something that I didn't do growing up when I first started training. Let me tell you, it's super easy to stay comfortable during your training, not really push yourself where you think you're pushing yourself, but really you could be pushing yourself a lot more. And muscle damage, putting enough load on the body where your body hasn't adapted to it, and your body's going to try to adapt to it, but this is where you're going to see gains, is where you put enough load on the body, something that's going to be tough. That's why in my previous videos I talk about finding your working weight before you begin that set. And I'm talking about your first 2 sets, your very first 2 exercises right off the bat. So you want to make sure you do find your working weight. And I like to use a method, 5-3-1 method, and you do 1 until you find that proper working weight. And this also allows your body to warm up and be prepared to have that load on the body. So again, muscle damage is super important. You don't want to do 3 to 4 sets of a weight that isn't putting the right amount of tension on the body for you to grow, because your body does adapt. And for someone like me, having a long training age, which I've been training for a long period of time, for a bench press of 135 isn't going to break up that muscle tissue for me to grow. So for me to do that, I gotta do at least 75% of my 1 rep max for those required sets and reps. So it's important to find that working weight for your first set, and this is for your very first 2 exercises. Because why it's important? It's because you're fresh. You don't want to waste unnecessary energy doing weight that isn't going to do you any good besides just burning unnecessary energy, right? Your goal is to get big. Your goal is to gain muscle. And that's exactly what I want you to do. And that was my problem. When I first started, I would go up in weight gradually until I get to that possibly that first working set and that required weight. And I didn't know it at the time, right? I would do sets that were relatively easy. Yeah, I'd get a good burn, I'd get a good mind to muscle connection, but is that really going to allow me to grow? No. You need the right amount of sufficient tension on the body for you to grow, right? Your body adapts. That's why it's super important to change the program at least 3 to 4 weeks if you have a good mind and muscle connection. But if you're struggling, I would give yourself at least 4 to 6 weeks and then change it up, meaning making sure you do the proper movement pattern for that period of time, and then switch over to a new program, hitting different set of movements, hitting different set of reps. That's how you're going to get to that point where you want to be, and that's where you're just going to start developing muscle mass. I'm telling you, when you first start, you're going to see gains. That's it. Everybody who goes to the gym that maybe has a 2-3 year period under their belt of training, absolutely they're going to see gains. But once you get deeper in there and being natural, seeing muscle gains is hard, because one, Are you eating enough food? Are you being consistent with that? Are you constantly changing the program 3 to 4 weeks, hitting different energy systems for your body to grow instead of your body to adapt? Are you being consistent with how many days a week do you train? Do you take more days off? Do you experiment with how your body reacts? These are things that you need to take in consideration if you haven't done so already, because this is going to allow you to grow. This is going to allow you to get to that point where you've never been to. And that's what you need to do, is take those. You need to take this into consideration to get you where you want to be. But right now, I gotta go train a client. I'll be back. Those were the 3 things you need to know, and I wish I knew these. So I hope you took some notes. All right, now we're on to understanding what you want, my friend. Yes, I'm talking about you, because this is all about you. Not understanding on how to get muscle growth, but also understanding on how to get there faster. And what I mean by that is defining a goal that fits you and your reasonings to why we're working out. So you need to understand, what do you truly want? Why are you going to the gym? Who's pushing you? I hope maybe someone's not pushing you, but I hope you're doing this for you, because that's going to allow you to do this in the long run, and I want you to do this in the long run. Without a particular goal, my friend, I'm telling you, you're going to start half-assing your workouts. You're going to go to the gym, and you're not going to end up training hard. You're going to end up socializing, being on your phone. That's going to take away from you putting on muscle, or whatever your goal is. If your goal is to put on size, lean out, whatever. If you're not putting that 100% into the gym, then you are not going to get there. I know what it feels like when you don't have a goal, you have nothing to work for, you kind of just start half-assing it and you get off track. It's easy to do that, but once you define what that goal is, you're going to get to that point faster than anybody else. If you're doing everything right, if you're making it a priority for you to get to that point. I want you to understand what kind of routine you're hitting. Is it a routine that you could follow, or is it something that you get bored of and it shows with your training? If you're getting bored with a certain style of training, you have to move on, because you aren't going to be able to get to that point where you want to go. How are you supposed to train when you're bored with it? Being a coach, being a personal trainer, I make sure that I try to figure out, how do my clients like to work out? There's different ways for that specific person, and there's different ways for you too, so you got to figure it out. Bodybuilding, hitting one body part at a time might not be it for you. You might get bored with that. So there's other ways you could go about it to put on size. There's just not one way, my friend. There's a lot more ways, and I want to be your guy that could guide you into that direction, because I know I could. I'm going to just name some goals, some goals of mine, but some goals that you could focus on too. And don't make it hard for yourself, make it simple. So a goal for me is to focus on a body part, one body part or 2 body parts for 3-4 months, and try to increase size. So for me personally, I want to increase my shoulders, have that more 3D look, like I'm having aliens on my shoulders, my alien heads. I want my biceps to get bigger, because it was something of mine that were always skinny growing up, and I want to put more size on that. So it's something of mine that I really want to get up. Now, another goal could be lower your body fat percentage in a certain amount of time. And if you want to lower your body fat percentage, what are the steps you're going to do to get there? Now, another one could be also is making sure you get to the gym 3-4 days a week, right? It could be as simple as that, right? Or it could be following a program for 3 to 4 weeks, or even a bigger program, which in technical terms we like to call a macro cycle, which is a 12-week program, program. So it's like, don't overthink it. These goals are your goals. My goals is right now my goal is to make sure I stay in a 7 or a 8 to 9% body fat range. Right now it's in the summer. I want to look good because it's summer. Absolutely, that's my goal. And then once the summer leaves and it starts getting a little bit chillier, I want to increase my body fat percentage to at least 10 to between 10 and 12. Why? It's because it's easier for me to put on muscle having my body fat percentage at that point. These goals are your goals. If it's a body part that you want to change, focus on that. If it's your body fat percentage you want to lower, focus on that and what are the steps you're going to do to get there. If you want to see your weight change, okay, where to, and be specific. Maybe you want to lose 5 pounds a month or 10 pounds a month. That's something doable, but then what are you going to do to get there? Are you going to watch your diet, clean it up a little bit? Are you going to jump on the treadmill? Are you going to increase cardio? Based on your activity during your day and your life. It just comes down to that, and it comes down to understanding what you want. You got to understand that. So I did make a program. It's 3 to 4 weeks long. You're going to see it right here. It's something different, and I want you to try this. Do it for yourself. Try something different that you never done before. So this program I'm doing, it's just easing my way into strength, so eventually I can start lifting heavy. Because I started off high with volume, I'm working my way down. So try this. Again, it's you're training 4 days a week, and you got to follow the program how I have it and listen to your body and how it responds. So I really hope you let me know how this one goes, because I guarantee you, again, you're gonna get some results by switching it up. That's all it is. And that's something that I didn't do. Something that I didn't do myself was switching it up, taking notes, and listening to my body. That's the best thing you could do. Alright, my dudes, before we jump into the last thing that you need to know for your success to building muscle is make sure you do copy this program for a month, or reach out to me, comment below, put your email so I could email you this, because I want you to try something different, and that's what I want for you, because I know you're going to benefit from it. So let's jump right into it. Guys, the last one I wanted to talk to you about is measurements. And why are they important? They're important because we want to see what you're doing is working. So if you're running a specific program, or if you're lifting a certain way, is what you're doing working? And how do we know if it's working? Yeah, you could jump on the scale, see if your weight has changed, but also you could take a before and after pictures. So before you start the program, take a picture, and then after the program, take another picture, because we want to see what you were doing is really working. And another one you could do as well is you're going to measure certain areas on your body that you want to see grow. So for me, my biceps were always a muscle that I wanted to see more growth in, and I wanted to focus on it more. So I measure my biceps to see where they're at. You would want to do this before you work out, because that's going to show its true size. You could do it after a workout if you hit your arms, just to see where the pump brings your arm to. But measuring that certain area on your body is going to allow you to see what you're doing is working, and you're not wasting any time. And make sure you write these things down so you're tracking your progress. That's how you're going to get to that area you want to get to faster than someone else that doesn't do all this outside work. So again, measurements are going to allow you to get to that point that you have never been to. And another one I like to really utilize too, and too bad I didn't get it in the video, was utilizing Skinfolds test. So finding out what your body fat percentage is. It's really good to know if you're trying to gain muscle. You want your body fat percentage to be in a relatively lean state. So if you're in a caloric surplus, you want to make sure that you are staying within that 9 to 12% body fat range, because when you're in that range, you're going to be able to put on muscle a lot easier than being in a higher body fat percentage. And again, based on your goal, that's what it's going to take for you to get to that point. So make sure you do take these steps, taking pictures, before and after pictures. Measure a certain area you want to see growth. If you want to get lean and see what your body fat percentage is, have it Skinfold so you could see what your percentage is. Thank you again. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, we reached the end of the video. Thank you for sticking along this long. I didn't plan on filming for at least 18-20 minutes. I think that's how long this video is going to be. Make sure you do leave a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, because that's gonna help me continue doing what I do and making videos for you, because that's what I want to do, being able to help you and to make sure that you get to the area you want to be faster. So again, make sure you leave a thumbs up for your dude. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you want to see next. Again, I'm Nick Andrade, here to help you build your confidence through all things fitness, mindset, and of course, some swag. Which I mean, which I feel. And I'll see you in next week's video.